Your favorite seltzer.
It's less like a seltzer, and it's more like your favorite seltzer and sports drink got together, procreated, and had the greatest creation that we have tried in a while. Game Up Hard Hydration, 4 great flavors. Dave's going to give you the rundown.
We're talking fruit punch, we're talking orange, we're talking lemon lime, and we're talking grape. Guys, it's only 110 calories. Get yourself some Game Up.
Yeah, summertime, fill up a cooler, dump some ice in there, and dump some Game Up. And WWE going with the less is more approach. And in present time, we have another week where they could add matches to this, but they tend to keep their cards fairly, small and together. So, Dave, what do we have listed for this one?
All right, we got the men's Money in the Bank. It's Jey Uso, Kamaru Hayes, Andrade, Chad Gable, LA Knight, and one more spot to be determined as we record this. I don't care who that spot is. I think this is going to be Jey Uso's to win here. A lot of great talent. Love Carmelo Hayes. Love Andrade. Love Chad Gable. LA Knight. They're all great. But I feel like when it comes to that world title situation, especially over on Raw, which we'll talk about that title later, I think that Jey Uso is going to be in that mix.
Yeah, there's so many great guys in this match. This match is stacked in a way where you could see like 4 or 5 of these guys actually winning. But like you said, it's got to be Jey Uso. He's been so over lately, and this is going to be his time to step it up even a little more.
Let's talk about the women's Money in the Bank. Io Sky, Chelsea Green, Lyra Valkyria, Tiffany Stratton, Naomi, and we got one more spot to be determined. Right now, based on everybody, I like Tiffany Stratton. I think she wins it. I think we already have a relationship with her and Nia Jax, and Nia Jax is getting ready to challenge for that world title with Bayley on SmackDown. And I think it'd be very interesting if Tiffany Stratton had that Money in the Bank briefcase going around right around that time, and that it creates some good stories. So I'm going to go Tiffany Stratton.
My first instinct is to go Lyra Valkyria because she's had such a great push since getting up to the main roster, but I think it's going to be that mystery spot. Okay. Whoever comes in, it's going to be a big enough name. They're going to steal the show. I'm going to say, if I had to guess, and this is a long shot, I'm calling a lady coming up from NXT, Sol Ruka's getting in there.
We got Damian Priest defending the World Championship against Seth Rollins. If Priest wins, Rollins can never challenge for the title for as long as Priest is champion. If Rollins wins, Priest must leave the Judgment Day. Interesting stakes here. I think Priest is going to leave the Judgment Day. I don't think he's losing the title here yet. So I'm going to go with Damian.
Those are interesting stakes because it's got me giving a second thought to this because, you got to figure Seth going for that title. Just on the face of it, you're like, oh, Seth's got to win. But has Damian held it long enough? Like, if he lost it now, I still think that hardcore Damian fans would say that it's too short a reign.
Right.
I'm going back and forth, but I'm saying Rollins.
You know what, though? I'm forgetting something. Gunther challenges the winner for this at SummerSlam for the title. I'm gonna go. I like Gunther versus Rollins, so I'm gonna switch it up. I am gonna go with Rollins then.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay with Rollins. I like that pick.
Or we could have a cash. You never know. So
yeah, that Gunther thing does throw a wrench in the works. That was
Toronto, Canada. Sami Zayn. It's not Montreal, but just in Canada. Defending the Intercontinental Championship, though, against Braun Breaker. WWE has shown they're not afraid to put hometown guys over now, but they're also not afraid to beat them. I feel like this is Braun Breaker's moment.
Yeah, the build up to this has been so good. It really feels like Braun Breaker's moment. Like when he made the challenge the last week on Raw, I believe, in real time 2 weeks ago, if you're watching this live, when he made that challenge to Adam and then he turns around and Sammy's right there and says he's got his match. I was like, ooh, that feels like the moment that they're setting up Braun Breaker for like superstardom with this title. And he's just been on such a good run lately that how could he not win it?
We'll see. And then I don't know if this will be the main event, but basically headline the main event is a good old fashioned 6-man match. We got world champion Cody Rhodes teaming with Randy Orton and Kevin Owens versus the Bloodline. What combination? We don't know, but so is Sikoa, we can imagine. And then it's going to be possibly Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga, but we also have Jacob Fatu in the mix. So let's look at this. I'm going to say, regardless of that, this is Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline winning, and it's going to be Solo getting the pin on Cody Rhodes because we're going to set up Solo and Cody at SummerSlam, which is going to in return set up the coming out for Roman Reigns here. And eventually we're going to see other things happen, but it's all going to play out at SummerSlam is my guess. So to do that, first we have to get the Solo versus Cody. We need to build up Solo. Solo will get the title. Will Jacob Fatu be in the match, or will he help them actually get the victory? I'm not sure. Regardless, I say Solo is going to get the win for his team here.
Now, as far as the bloodline combination, I see it as Solo and Tama Tonga and Tongaloa, and Jacob Fatu is going to come out and be ringside with them. He might insert himself into the match. He might just look menacing, but you set up such a good scenario that it makes really the most sense. Maybe Cody goes over just to send the people home happy, but just like we said, it's Braun Breaker's time. It's been Bloodline time for a long time, and like that first iteration of the Bloodline was great with Sami Zayn, but this feels so much hotter right now. So I think these guys get the win.
There's so many big matches in the future too. I mean, if The Rock is coming back, you got to think Rock and Cody, Rock and Roman. But Roman, we know, is coming back. And so you got Roman and Solo. Eventually, we want to get to the third Roman versus Cody. So it's just a question. And we have big events coming up. We have SummerSlam. We have Survivor Series. We're going to have that first Raw ever on Netflix, the Royal Rumble, whatever we got leading to WrestleMania. I'm already talking about WrestleMania, but it's just like there's a lot of big things on the horizon. So, but I think before we get there, I think to legitimize Solo, like Solo has to get the victory.
If you haven't tried Game Up, then you are missing out. Imagine your favorite seltzer and your favorite sports drink had a baby, but it's way better than that. Each can is 110 calories, low carb, 4.9 ABV. It's a nice light drink that is not light on flavor. Game Up comes in fruit punch, orange, lemon, lime, and grape. Pick it up at drinkgameup.com or at your nearest liquor store.